Hello and welcome. Happy solar eclipse in Gemini, which of course happens to be a new moon as well. So eclipses always bring change and transformation. We are in the midst of eclipse season, and this particular eclipse has also been referred to as the Ring of Fire because the moon is partially blocking the sun except for the outer edges, so it has this beautiful halo effect as well. And whether or not you were able to catch a glimpse of the eclipse where you are, there are, of course, some photos you can look up. It's absolutely beautiful. And no doubt you are feeling the energy. So today I'm going to dive in and share the main cosmic energies that are at play surrounding this powerful solar eclipse. Also looking at some of the other aspects that are not directly interacting with this new moon, but so powerful that they are worth exploring together. So as you jump in, say hello so I can welcome you in. If you know someone who could benefit from this video, who loves hearing all about the new moon energy, who is interested in eclipses, please feel free to share it out. And I also want to make sure that you know as well, I have a free mini series that's starting on Monday that is all about wealth energetics for the soul-led entrepreneur. So I'm going to be sharing with you powerful clearings around releasing blocks around money, like old karmic patterns and belief systems. We're going to be doing activations that help you calibrate to the frequency of wealth and supporting you in opening up to receiving abundantly for your work in the world. So if you want to join me for that 3-day free mini series, send me a message and I will get you that link. It's going to be so powerful and just really capture this energy of eclipse season where a new beginning is happening, right? A new chapter is really opening up for us. So I want to circle back a little bit to the lunar eclipse we experienced a couple weeks ago in the sign of Sagittarius. So that lunar eclipse really brought the focus to releasing what is coming to completion and closure in your life. And anytime we are entering a new beginning or a new chapter, it first involves a releasing, because often the habits that we have, the beliefs that we have that got us to where we are today are not going to necessarily get us to where we desire to be. So anytime we are evolving, we are growing, which part of this human experience, that's what it's all about. If we are not evolving and growing, we are blocking it or resisting it some way. So that lunar eclipse came in and helped to make us very aware of what it was time to release and let go of. And now with this beautiful solar eclipse, this new moon energy, it's a new chapter opening up. And when we look and study the energies of the cosmos, it's a new energy that is dropping in. A new portal is opening. New information is coming in that is going to support you and your journey. So definitely taking time to go within and set your intentions and to really reflect on what is that path that you feel is being activated for you. What is that path that is opening up for you right now? How are you growing? How are you being called to grow and expand at this time? Now, this series of eclipses has been happening on the Gemini-Sagittarius axes, and this has been all about communication, knowledge, and learning. I want to dive in and just explore the energies around that a little bit and really helping you see how these themes may be playing out in your life. Like a big thing that really dropped in around these energies is having an awareness of the information that we are consuming. And the importance of being very intentional about the information that we consume in our life, right? So important to be intentional about what we are bringing in. And I used to say I was picky when it came to movies and what I would watch. And then I switched that wording from picky to I'm intentional, because that more sums it up. I'm intentional about the energy and vibration that I'm consuming. I'm intentional about how I feel when I listen to certain things, when I listen to certain people. And I'm selective about what I allow into my energy field. And this eclipse season has really been a reminder of that, especially with this North Node in Gemini, which brings the focus to what we are taking in. We take a moment here to welcome you in. Hello, Lorena. I see your heart bubble popping up. Hello, Eve and Laura and Tess. Wendy, thank you very much. This has been my new favorite necklace since I got it. I wear it all the time. Thank you. All right, feel free to share in the comments as well what your new moon intentions are. What are you creating in this energy? Allow me to hold that space for you. And every new moon, which happens every month, is a beautiful opportunity to set those intentions. Now, eclipses are extra powerful because they do happen on the nodal axes. So when we have a solar eclipse on the north node, definitely take that time to set your intentions. And the effects of eclipse tend to last for 6 months, possibly longer, depending on where it is hitting your unique birth chart. So if you know your unique birth chart, you definitely want to see where that Gemini energy is happening for you. What house placement, what area of your life are you feeling these shifts and these changes unfolding? So if we look at the archetypal energy of Gemini, it's represented by the twins, so it has this aspect of duality about it. And duality has been such a big part of our human experience here on the earth plane. This, constantly we can look around and we can see things that we love and that we want to say yes to, and we can see things that we don't like. There's always this duality that is at play. And this new moon in Gemini is about embracing that within you. It's about looking at what aspects of yourself have been denied or repressed that really want to come forward now, that really want to be heard, and about loving all of those different aspects of yourself and releasing judgment, any judgment that you're holding on to, and learning to sink more deeply into this energy of love. Gemini archetype also brings to mind the power of questions, the power of the questions that we ask ourselves. And this was one of the first lessons, and perhaps the most powerful lesson that I've learned from my work within the realm of the Akashic Records, is the questions we ask hold an energy. So if we are going around in our life and say you're posing the question of, why isn't this working for me? Why is my business not further along? Why don't I have my soulmate partner? You're going to prime your brain to go to work looking for the answers to those questions, which is probably not what you want, right? Instead, you may want to look at all the beautiful things that are working out, all the ways that abundance is flowing into your experience. So being very intentional about the questions that you ask, because again, when you ask a question, you're putting that energy out into the world, right? If you think of like the quantum space, the quantum field, or what I often call the Akashic field, there's an energy to everything that you put out. So make sure you're asking those questions that you actually want to receive answers to. One of the questions I've really been meditating on lately and just like putting out there, allowing to circulate in the world, is how can I love my life more? How can I be more in love with my life? Because that's the kind of energy and answers I want circulating into my life, right? All the things that I can love about my current life experience. Hello, Lynn, welcome. Ring of Fire is very fitting. Oh, I know. I am sending so much love. I saw that in your post, Lynn. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Sending so much love. And you're getting your old house on the market. So that is the focus. So I'm sending good vibes for that as well. Sending good vibes. So another thing that really comes into play with this Gemini energy too is the throat chakra. Communication. Are you speaking your truth in the world? Are you aware of the power that your words hold, right? Are we using our voice in a way that empowers, inspires, and uplifts those around us? A beautiful affirmation I like to bring into each day is, so this is the affirmation: I'm grateful for this blessing of this new day. May every thought, word, and action come from a space of love. So really infusing that intention and that energy into each day as well. So another really powerful aspect that we're seeing come into play with this eclipse is Mercury. So Mercury is not only the ruler of this new moon eclipse, but it is also currently retrograding, and it is also in its home sign right now of Gemini. So these past few weeks, the energy I'm getting, and let me know in the comments if you're resonating with this. Like, it's been a fast-paced energy. Mercury governs our mental energy, so it's our thought process, it's our communication, it's our perception and lens, the way in which we see the world. So when it's traveling through Gemini, it was moving really quickly. So a lot of ideas, a lot of things dropping in, and then suddenly it went retrograde. And I feel this retrograde holds so much power for deep layers of integration. If we take the time to go within and really listen to the truth of our soul right now, there is so much awareness that can drop into our experience. Like, it is incredible, the levels of insight we can have at this time, but we have to take the time to listen. We have to take the time to slow down, to actually hear what our soul is saying to us, right? Where we are called to go. But I really, really feel this Mercury retrograde is playing such a big role in these eclipse energies, and it is that time to reflect, to slow down, and to integrate. Now, if you're feeling the chaos of this energy, because Gemini energy can also present as being very busy, very scattered, all these ideas, but I'm getting nothing done. I feel all over the place. It can be a restless, nervous energy as well. With each of the zodiac signs, there's a shadow expression or a lower octave, and there's the highest expression, the highest potential, the highest octave. So if you're feeling some of that scattered, chaotic energy, then it really is that invitation to slow down, take a few deep breaths, and ask what your soul is speaking to you. Like, where are you being guided? What messages are flowing through for you to receive at this time? Because this eclipse energy is also forming what is known as a square formation to Neptune, that can also bring in an element of confusion if we're relying on our mind alone. Like, if we are just thinking like, I gotta have all the answers to this and I've gotta figure it out all on my own, and we're in an energy of trying to control, it can be a lot of confusion that comes in right now. But if we can replace that with, I'm going to lock into my higher mind, my higher self, and I'm going to let go of the need to control it all or have things work exactly on the plan and agenda that I have laid out. And I'm going to trust that what if there's a greater plan and vision at work here? Then we can I think I got it off. The blessings of the universe. Let me know how this is resonating so far. And as always, I'm open to questions. Adita, hello, happy new moon, beautiful. I'm just reading through some of this. Jacqueline, hello, so good to have you here. Eve is looking to sell one of her businesses. Well, I'm sending good vibes for that. That sounds super exciting. I love it. So many new beginnings and new chapters at play here for sure. And again, we have to do our part. Instead of have to, let's change the wording. Let's say we are invited to do our part to really co-create with these energies, because what happens is we have these portals of opportunity that open that we can co-create with, and then we get to lean in and do our part in that co-creative dance, that co-creative process. So going back to this Mercury retrograde energy, squaring over to Neptune in Pisces, it is that energy of transcendence and ascension and listening to the wisdom of our soul and releasing the need to control it all, right? That's where the frustration can come in with this energy, because a square in astrology tends to signal tension. But only, how I see this is, it's only that sense of tension if we're so like gripping our plan and how we think things need to look that we're not allowing ourselves to surrender and be open to something greater. Then this energy can cause a lot of tension. It can cause a lot, like a restless feeling. So I really invite you to relax and to trust, like set your intentions for what you want to create and call in. And if you fully trust it, that the universe supports you, that you are co-creating with infinite intelligence, then there is no rush. You can surrender, you can trust. And when you do that, this energy will bring in the right people. It will bring in the right opportunities. But what happens as well is when we are in a very kind of chaotic energy, or we're feeling that tension and anxiety, our body is in fight or flight mode. Our body is in overdrive, and we're actually not even able to think clearly then. And the frequency we're on when that's happening is only going to bring more things to worry about. So any way that we can disrupt that pattern and bring ourselves into a more relaxed state, the better. The better, right? And there's many tools we can use to do that. EFT tapping is one of my favorites. A simple one is focus on your breath, deep breathing from the diaphragm. Journaling, right? Each morning, take a few deep breaths, grab a pen and paper, and allow the message for the day to be channeled through you, right? Ask your heart to speak to you, ask your soul to speak to you, and just receive what comes through for that day. Hello, Nicole. And Laura, celebrating serving 100 women. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Laura. Nicole, with my hubby down and out physically, I'm feeling energy of stepping up and seeing my true abilities. Oh, Nicole, and I know you are just so powerful. You are such a gifted healer. Beautiful. And I think too, in all situations, when we're open to seeing and receiving the blessing and the blessing, no matter the situation, it is there, right? And it doesn't mean our human self doesn't feel frustrated or upset with certain things in life. That can be a normal response. But when we're able to see what's the blessing in that, that is so powerful. And definitely calibrating to that frequency. Well, I see you as already there, Laura. I see you as already there. So I'm holding that space for you. So with this Neptune energy, it is prime for receiving those intuitive downloads, for fine-tuning our intuitive gifts as well. So definitely, I feel with this, trust where your intuition is guiding you. And I know many astrologers say with Mercury retrograde, hold off on big decisions and trust your intuition around that. But the energy I'm feeling is there's a lot of things clicking into place with this Mercury retrograde and this eclipse bringing a new beginning. Like a lot of the answers you've been seeking, the solutions you've been seeking are coming through. Things are coming together. And again, if you're in that open and receptive state, wow, there's so much that can come through right now. Okay, I've got my chart behind me. Let me feel into what else is happening here. So Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, is in the sign of Cancer. Now, I consider it a bit too far away to be directly interacting with this eclipse, but all the same, I think we're feeling this energy here. And Venus in Cancer brings a sense of peace and nourishment and coming back home to you. It's all about coming back to what lights you up. What do you need to feel nourished and supported? And while there are some challenging aspects happening with this eclipse, overall, I feel there's a lightness to this energy. There's an energy of just releasing and letting go of that old baggage and realizing that what if life can be easier than I've made it out to be? What if I can tap into that feeling of peace and security that exists within me, and I get used to calibrating to that energy. So regardless of what's happening in my external world, in my reality, I can return to that feeling of peace. And Venus in Cancer right now is so well aspected. And when I use that terminology, what I mean is it's flowing in harmony with the other planets. It's no major challenges to Venus. And Venus is, again, that goddess of love and beauty. So I feel there is that sense of peace and nourishment that is coming in with that aspect. So another really interesting aspect that is directly happening here with the new moon energy is it's forming, let me just take a look here. Oh my goodness, a trine. Yeah, the moon is trining over to Saturn. So I feel this is extremely supportive. So Saturn energy brings a sense of structure. It brings a sense of discipline. And if we look at the Gemini energy, it's all about ideas, right? We got all these ideas coming in. But in order to really make long-lasting changes, we have to implement those ideas, right? Like say you have this desire, right, to increase your income, to maybe you're marketing a program right now in your business and you have an intention to bring in a certain number of people. So that idea and intention in and of itself doesn't go anywhere if it doesn't have a solid foundation to back it. So what this aspect is bringing in is the importance of saying, okay, if I desire this goal and intention, how can I take action in a way that is aligned to it? And this doesn't mean we have to know the how. This can simply be in terms of our thoughts and our mindset. Is my mindset programmed in a way that it's going to allow me to receive this thing I desire? Is my energy open and aligned and ready to receive it? So where Gemini energy can be very free-flowing, very much, again, about just playfulness, entertaining these different ideas, Saturn comes in and provides that structure, that foundation of, okay, what are you going to do with all of these ideas? How are you going to structure your way that supports you in seeing these ideas come to fruition? So very, very positive, supportive energy there, and probably on the top of a lot of people's minds, really looking at, okay, let me get a plan in place. And again, when I say this, it's not about needing to figure out all the details. It's not about needing to know the how. It's simply about saying, I'm committed to creating this in my life, to co-creating this in my life. I am committed to doing my part to have this be a physical manifestation in my life. So how cool is that? So really, really supportive aspect. So we also have Saturn squaring Uranus. This has been on and off the past few months and will continue with Saturn retrograding. And this is part of what is contributing as well to the ascension that we're seeing on the planet right now, which is really powerful, where we're seeing these old structures and paradigms fading away and a new system emerging. So we're really beginning to question the laws, the regulations, and Uranus is all about progression, the awakener. It's about liberation, and we're seeing that everywhere right now, right? And this kind of reflects the North Node in Gemini too, people really sharing their opinion on different topics and really challenging things, and that challenge can be healthy. And I think also, again, going back to this idea that we don't want to bring a sense of judgment into it, right? Releasing judgment of others, judgment of self, and be open to the different ways of seeing things, the different ways of exploring things, because this aspect really suggests we're going to see more of this. We're going to see more people rising up and challenging some of those old systems and structures instead of just going blindly following them. And this is ultimately what brings about change and expansion, right? We've got to challenge things, and that can even be in our own life, challenging our old ways of doing things, challenging our old belief systems so we can create something new. So the last aspect I really want to talk about here, and thank you for all the hearts and the likes. If you are just jumping in, say hi, share with me what you are creating in these new moon energies so I can hold that space for you. So this last aspect here is Pluto, the planet of power, opposing Mars. This is intense. So both of these planets bring so much energy. So much energy. Traditionally, we've heard of Mars being referred to as the god of war. Pluto is that phoenix energy. They are in an opposition right now. So this brings about questions of power, how we use power, how we've seen power be misused in society, and what it means to embody power in the highest essence. Because how I've really come to see power, and this has really supported me in my business as well, is really just looking at the associations I have to power and what ones are unhealthy, and how can I step into the highest aspects of what it means to be in our power and what it means to be like a powerful, intentional creator, when power is really rooted in that energy of love and our personal ability to co-create while we are on this planet. So those questions are coming into focus, that invitation to embody your personal power. Now, it can also bring up feelings of tension and anger. So we really want to look at the anger in itself, right? Isn't a bad thing. Anger is just an emotion, like all emotions, right? If we throw out those labels of good, bad, right, or wrong, and we just look at emotions and whether or not they're serving us, we can use anger as fuel to create change in our life, right? We don't want to use it in a destructive way. So of course, we're seeing these themes individually and collectively right now. And how can we use this feeling of perhaps tension and anger in a way that actually fuels change in positive ways instead of bringing about destruction? Alicia, stepping into making money from my purpose. Yes, I love helping women do that. And I don't know if you heard me share at the start, but I have a free mini series that's starting on Monday that's all about wealth energetics for the soul-led entrepreneur. And the focus is helping you receive abundantly for the beautiful work that you do in the world and release money blocks and calibrate to that energy of wealth. So message me if you want in on that. Of course, that goes for everyone. If you want to join me for that, feel free to message. All right, awesome stuff. So I think I covered the main energies here overall. Let me do a little recap and really just feel in here. So I really feel that strong message coming in of, again, this intentionality around what we are consuming, around the information we are taking in, around being intentional as well about what we are affirming over our life, the questions we are asking and entertaining, and feel a sense of excitement about this new path and this new beginning that's opening up for you and your life, and feel how supported and loved you are in co-creating the life you desire to live. You are so supported, you are so loved, and so much information is going to be clicking into place for you. And I'm going to hold that intention with you. All right, Lynn, so excited. Hope you get many ladies from my group. Lynn, you know what? I did. Thank you so much for sharing that out. I really did. Thank you. Okay, I am sending so much love to you all. Enjoy these beautiful energies, and I hope to see you all in my mini series. If you're catching this on YouTube, I'm going to put the link below. Otherwise, just message me, and happy new moon solar eclipse, ring of fire eclipse. Bye for now.